Hi everybody, how you doing? It's Mark here. I was all ready to make a video this week about the Bugatti Chiron versus the Koenigsegg Agera R, and suddenly about 3 days ago, Elon Musk suddenly drops a bomb on the automotive industry again. So I got to make a video about that instead. I'll get to the Chiron later, and I'm going to talk about it actually during this episode because it's relevant to Elon Musk's presentation. We'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, this week Tesla unveiled the new big rig truck that's going to revolutionize the trucking industry, so they say. And there's all sorts of interesting talk about this. I'm not going to get into it on this show because I really want to focus on supercars and classics on this show. So much as I'm interested in those things as well, I'm going to stay clear of that and just go right into the next bit, the juicy bit. After Elon Musk did his whole presentation and spiel about the truck, well, what pops out the back? This gorgeous cherry red Roadster. Nobody was expecting this thing. Just popped out of the blue. And the thing's got specs that are astonishing. Now, Musk claims that this is like throwing down the gauntlet to the supercar, hypercar industry, and this thing is going to be the fastest sports car on the planet. And the specs that he gave back up this claim. I mean, this thing is supposed to have a 0 to 60 time, which is the fastest of any production car yet. 1.9 seconds. Conservative estimate. What do they call it now? Plaid instead of ludicrous mode? Plaid mode. So plaid is the new ludicrous. It's kind of cool. Anyway, you gotta love Tesla for this stuff, eh? And I think the quarter mile isn't some unbelievable sub 9 second figure. This is a crazy, crazy number. Nobody's been able to do this before. Tesla's going to do it. That's what they say. So yeah, I mean, this is mind-boggling stuff, and it raises the question, at least in my mind, is this going to kill the Bugatti Chiron and cars like it? Anyway, the Roadster is going to have a 200 kilowatt hour battery pack in it, which is double that of the Tesla Model S P100D. So y'all know that the Tesla Model S, the P100D, is a stupid fast car already, right? And it's a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack in that thing, right? Now, if you've gone to the Tesla Racing channel or other channels like Dragtimes, the guy on Dragtimes actually has a Tesla Model S, and he's got a McLaren 720S, and he's kind of A and B'd them together, right? But the one that the Tesla Racing Channel guy has is all stripped down. He's taken the interior out, everything that's extraneous to the mission of racing. He's got Kirky racing seats in it. I think he's only got one seat. He doesn't have a passenger seat, etc. So he's really gone full on trying to make this thing lighter. So that has a very good slip time. Now, he has gotten under 10 seconds in the quarter mile, I think, on that car. If I'm not mistaken, he's in the high 9s somewhere for his best run. I could be mistaken, but that's my best recollection of his time. Anyway, the new Tesla Roadster, right out of the box, is gonna kick the thing's ass, right? Okay, it's got the 200 kilowatt hour battery pack. I don't know exactly what the capacity of the motor is, obviously, but there's a stupid amount of torque in this thing, and it's got all sorts of neat torque vectoring. You may recall the Rimac Concept 1, you know, the hypercar that Richard Hammond crashed, one of 6 custom-built electric supercars. Well, that has torque vectoring as well, because, you know, you've got electric motors on every corner, and you can actually give a lot of sophisticated control to these. The Bugatti Chiron comes in at about, what, 2.3 seconds, right? The Chiron has 1,500 horsepower and weighs like 8,000 pounds or something like that. It's a big, hefty car. It's got quad turbos, 16-cylinder engine, all that kind of razzmatazz, and it costs, what, $3 million or something like that? Now, the Tesla Roadster is going to come in at $250,000, $250,000. It will do better than 250 miles an hour. And remembering again that the Chiron's top speed is 265 miles an hour. Yes, 265. I know, we're talking ridiculous numbers here, right? Like, when are you ever going to use this kind of speed? I'm trying to think of the last time I needed to go 250 miles. No, I can't remember. The last time I needed to go 250 miles an hour. No idea. I would have gotten so many speeding tickets. I would have been probably jailed and barred for life from driving a car ever again. So I'm a bit terrified of those numbers, as you should be too. But in all seriousness, the Roadster is going to do better than 250 miles an hour. So let's assume it's going to spank the Chiron on the high speed. So $250,000 faster than the Bugatti Chiron. Almost case closed, right? So is this the end of cars like the Bugatti Chiron? It might very well be. I would not be terribly surprised if cars like the Chiron are going to be the last of their kind, because they are so colossally expensive and ridiculously impractical to own. I mean, we don't even need to get into the logistics of dealing with the servicing on a car like that. I mean, it's just astronomically expensive and complicated, right? I mean, it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like the old space shuttle of the NASA program, where it was more costly to operate than was worth continuing with. You know, there are better, more efficient ways. Geez, Elon Musk comes into that picture again, doesn't he? Because of SpaceX and the ability of an American company, an American entrepreneur. Well, he wasn't born in America, but an American-based entrepreneur to create technology which does a job better and cheaper than, you know, the previous generation were able to do. And we're not knocking any of these engineers and any of these firms. This is revolutionary stuff we're talking about here with the performance of these cars. For Ferrari, Lamborghini to get people to buy their products, I mean, you know, do you want to spend $300,000, $500,000 on your Lambo, or get the Tesla? And you don't have to stop at the gas station constantly, for one thing. You can basically put the energy into your car at your house, and you don't have to go in and get these crazy expensive tune-ups all the time with these high-strung engines. So, I mean, I like these engines, right? Like, the technology is very interesting. Tesla says that this Roadster is going to be available in 2020, but, you know, fingers crossed, right? I mean, is that really realistic, or is it going to be by the time you actually put your order in and blah, blah, blah? Is that going to be 4 years? I don't really know. So it remains to be seen. We'll have to keep our eyes on the market. Anyway, this has been a really interesting development this week. And I promise I will do my little video about the Chiron versus the Koenigsegg, because those are really, you know, batshit crazy cars that really, you know, I don't really get the Chiron. I really don't. That's just me. But, you know, I'm not like a billionaire, so maybe that's why I don't get it. Could be. But anyway, till next time, thanks again for watching. I hope y'all are having a great week. Bye for now.